Well, here's something those pesky conspiracy theorists have been talking about for years. Something that people just dismissed with a laugh, as if the deliverer of the message is completely insane. But here it is in the Telegraph today. Drivers without insurance black box could be forced off-road within 10 years. Drivers within 10 years face inflated insurance premiums or even being forced off-road unless they allow their driving to be monitored at all times by tracking technology. A number of major insurers are launching high-tech products this year that will monitor driving data such as number of journeys, time of day the car is used, and behaviour such as speed and braking. So, we are having all of our emails, all of our text messages, all of our web searches, all of our phone calls monitored and recorded, and now we're going to be tracked and traced everywhere we go in our cars. But it's not only where you go, it's at what speed you travel and how you drive. Let me explain just how this is going to work. You will receive a letter through the post every month or so showing your driving performance for a certain period, and it will show a list of incidents showing you doing X speed on X date. The letter will also contain a fine of how much you owe for the listed events, because they will know every time you break the speed limit and they will fine you accordingly. They will also use this black box to make us pay per mile, on top of road tax and on top of the tax in fuel, hitting the poorest the hardest again. And do you know what? We'll accept this in a blink of an eye, because most of us cannot find our arse with two hands. Just have a think now about how many times you go over the speed limit in a week. Imagine you got a £60 fine and 3 points on your licence for every time you did. You'd simply be banned from driving within the first few days. This is the way we're going, and it will be promoted as being safe, as being lovely, and being trendy, and it will even come with insurance discounts so people will queue up to be tracked and traced to levels far beyond 1984. But what a coincidence that the EU recently said that they'll be bugging every car in the UK and that ministers just can't do anything about it. And now the insurance companies are basically saying the same thing. There is a coordinated agenda to surveil everything we do because we are run by criminal bureaucrats who want to intimidate and quell any opposition they come across. It's like loyalty cards. You swipe your card, unaware that you're giving away massive amounts of information about your eating habits with these cards. As the NHS becomes more private, the loyalty card will play a massive role in the future of healthcare. Say you fall ill and it's discovered that you need a liver transplant. Well, the NHS will simply look on their database and look at the purchases you've made over the last few years. And because you bought X amount of beer over those last few years, then they won't let you get your liver transplant because they'll say you brought it on yourself. Same for smoking and lung cancer. It will be the same for diabetes if you eat loads of sugary food. They will start refusing healthcare to people because of what you've bought in the supermarket and what's stored on your loyalty card. And all that for a free day out at Legoland. Is it really worth it? Go ahead, call me a conspiracy theorist, but nearly everything so-called conspiracy theorists has come true over recent years. So you better wake up and start listening.